This is the Watchman, 𝐌𝐚𝐧𝐲, and it's 3 days before Christmas 2022. But it seems there will be no joy in the house as far as Trinidad and Tobago is concerned, because, as was explained to me and as I predicted in another voice note, it seems that we are destined to cross the 600 murder mark before the end of the year, with just a week or so left. And it seems that the criminals are hell-bent on achieving that goal. I don't know to what end, but I'm concerned and disappointed and pissed with the response of the leaders in the country, be it on the government side or the opposition side. All they are doing is looking for scapegoats. All they are doing is talking about what the other side is not doing right and who is to blame and who is not to blame, and failing to recognize that we are all to blame for turning a blind eye to the gun scourge in Trinidad and Tobago, not talking about it, not taking serious and concerted action to address the problem, and just keep talking about they have a plan. None of them may have no plan. Because if the opposition thinks that they will make the government lose the election and they take over so they could implement their plan, then by that time the murder rate will be 700 going up. And if the government believes that it's going to continue to adhere to the same failed policies and things are going to get better, then they and all are it's just like 3 blind mice. Everybody following the other one and nobody knows where they are going. And it's simply because they have not taken the problem serious enough until it gets home to them. And it's coming closer and closer. And I've said it. Once they start killing not just black hen chicken, but white people, rich people, 1%ers, then all of them will be jumping and crying and bawling, what are we going to do? And wringing their hands. Don't wait until then. Take action now. Look, Commissioner of Police, Acting Commissioner, Police Service Commission with your nonsense in terms of having your favorites and not trying to ensure that the country get a leader who can do something, then all of you will become targets, because these criminals don't care. They don't care who they target. They don't care about collateral damage. They don't care about innocent or guilty. And we have reached the stage now where, whilst we are fighting the gunmen on one hand, COVID is making a resurgence. So you might have another shutdown, which will create an artificial system and situation where it makes you believe that the murder rate will go down because you're in isolation and under restrictions, and then when you come back out, it will shoot up again, this time to 800. The solution is clear. We have to turn the entire country into a state of emergency, not by declaring one, but by the police taking action to ensure that nobody goes on the streets with guns in their hands, travels in cars with weapons, and then use it for committing crime. Everybody must be stopped. Everybody must be searched until you know that there's no innocence here, because we don't know who is who. Of course, there are clear situations where you will know that these people are not involved. But when you have the acting commissioner's nephew being arrested for murder, for gun-related violence, then who can we trust? Who can we say that is an innocent person if you see them driving a car? So the criminals are now using their wives, their girlfriends, their concubines to transport weapons. They're using kids to transport weapons, and we don't think we should stop them to check them. And then they go and they carry the guns somewhere else where the criminals meet them and shoot people down. We have to make it in such a way that they must know if they walk with a weapon, the chances are they will meet the police, and the chances are they will die in a shootout. Unless they feel that that is going to happen, nothing will stop. They will go on with their brazen violence and murder and mayhem, and the country will become either 1, 2, or 3 on the hit list of the most violent and unstable and dangerous countries in the world, in spite of all the oil and natural gas and carnival that we have. Because I'm predicting now, if we don't stop this, all those carnival fetes will be at risk of men pulling out guns and shooting up the place. And then once that happens, all fall down. Because there will be no security, there will be nothing for people to come to when they want to enjoy mass. The carnival is going to migrate to other countries and other places where it is safer, or where it is perceived to be safer. So, no matter who they put, they have to start looking at it like the country is under a state of emergency where crime is concerned, and address it that way. At the same time, the politicians must get in parliament and make mandatory sentences for crimes. The opposition must support it. Otherwise, some of them are going to die. I am saying this now. And I don't want, when it happens, because it will happen, that they say, oh, maybe maybe you were part of it. You know, that's nonsense. I am far away. But I don't need to have a binoculars from here to Trinidad to see what is happening. So let me take action now, please. I am begging. You feel that you're protected because you have guards or you have guns? And then you had the nonsense people talking about that no legal guns were taken to commit any crimes, and they did it immediately as that. And they say that a man used his legal firearm, one of the several he had, to kill his wife, and it's going to continue to happen. Because I am not against arming responsible and lawful citizens in certain circumstances. That is a must. In most societies it happens. But not with 6 and 7 firearms where you're actually creating an arsenal for some criminal to use against the same people themselves or against others. That is nonsense. Or giving them weapons that are not or should be prohibited under the Firearms Act. And not taking action strong enough to address those who broke the law. Those who broke the law with respect to legal firearms, and those who broke it with respect to illegal firearms. How many more must die? The mighty Duke said that in relation, of course, to South Africa and apartheid. And I've been to South Africa, and I can tell you, they have a violence problem too. But that is coming out of a history of violence against black people and a history of war and strife and revolution. We don't have that history. We had two, I wouldn't even call them semi-coups. We had two uprisings where we were lucky and nothing serious happened. But now we are having a situation where we have an undeclared coup, an undeclared revolution, not by people who want to take political power, but by those who want to run the country through fear. Through fear and mayhem. If we don't take action now, what do you think the situation will be next Christmas? Some of you listening to me might be victims yourselves by that time. A word to the wise is sufficient. The watchman out.